arrogance and pride. Labalus be damned if he thinks I will forgive them for what they did. I would stay in this cursed form, never to see Arvindor, if it meant I could make the dwarves pay for their crime. Leave now! I will not speak of this anymore.
Okay, calm down.
You have returned.
If the astrolabe has been restored, why do you still remain?
As simple as that question is, I do not have an answer. Perhaps there are other elves here that need my help to return to Arvin. You have returned.
I wish to know more of the events that came to pass in the hand.
You wish to learn what came to pass within the hand of the Seldarine. Very well. There is much to tell. Shall I start with the time of prosperity, the betrayal, or our darkest hour?
I would hear of the time of prosperity.
In light of the greater threat of the Orcish and Goblin hordes of the north, we elves allied ourselves with the dwarves. The alliance was a desperate one, but it was either that or fall to the dark hordes.
Continue.
As both races prospered from our mutual cooperation, we furthered our bonds by creating powerful artifacts and weapons. Delicate dwarven craftsmanship, combined with ancient elven magic, yielded items of great power and unsurpassed beauty. With the unity of our two races wielding the magical benefits of our labor, the hordes were easily kept in check. Our cooperation continued, and we prospered in harmony for many decades. Until the betrayal.
Tell us of the betrayal.
You need to be patient, as this is a bitter subject for me. A great debate ensued with our dwarven allies regarding the magic items created by our union.
Continue.
It seems the greed inherent in all dwarves could not be contained. They wanted to begin selling our magic items to the other settlements in the north. Preposterous, I told them, to allow others access to these artifacts, all for the sake of profit. I was appalled, but not surprised. Dwarves cannot resist their selfish nature for long.
Continue.
My people and I were adamant that the humans were not to have any access to any magical artifacts. After many months of debate, the dwarves conceded, and we thought the issue done.
Continue.
Then, a day came that marked the fate of both races. Our forces encountered what we thought another typical group of the Orc and Goblin hordes. What should have been an easy battle turned out to be a hard-fought victory. For they were using artifacts and weapons created by the Alliance.
Continue.
Furious, we questioned the dwarves about this. No elf would ever give our greatest treasures to a hated enemy. The dwarves, of course, denied our accusations. In honor of our alliance through the decades, we extended our trust further and tried to come to some solution.
Continue.
We were fools to believe we could coexist with these rock-eaters. Any and all discussions just turned into open argument and further accusations. Did the dwarves think we'd be stupid enough to assume that the artifacts just magically appeared in the Horde's camps?
Continue.
As to be expected, open conflict broke out. The decades of friendship and prosperity ended that day. The Alliance was no more. On that day, the elves of the Hand of the Seldarine were alone against the dwarves and the goblinoid hordes.
I'm glad to hear the other aspects of what came to be.
You wish to learn what came to pass. Centuries ago, the Hand of the Seldarine waged war with the dark hordes encroaching on the north. This war waged for decades, and towards the end, we found ourselves in a losing position. The tide of war was against us. Our forces were diminishing slowly but surely after every conflict. We were isolated from the rest of the elves south of us. With no support from our brothers and sisters, and impending doom at our doorstep, I became desperate.
Continue.
I concocted a plan to protect my people and buy us some time. Ancient elven magic speaks of a spell used in days of old, named the Mythal. This Mythal embodies the land with a living and protective life force, personifying all that is elven.
Continue.
This living force can also be given abilities of a protective nature. Powers that would have kept the Dark Hordes away from the Hand of the Seldarine and its surrounding lands. A chance to buy my people time and to marshal reinforcements from our southern brothers and sisters.
Continue.
Some say believing we had the power to bestow such magic was arrogance. Others would say using the mythal in such a way was blasphemous. I stand by my decision. I did what I had to do to save my people. We began the preparations to lay a mythal. In the weeks that came to pass, we fortified what remained of our forces within the hand. My wizards and I locked ourselves within this tower and began the arduous process of laying a mythal. Within this time, the orcs and goblins sensed our weakened state and moved in for the kill. The largest force we had ever seen besieged the hand, and the mythal was not near completion. We knew this was our last stand, and my people knew they had to buy time. For a week, we held the horde back. Entrenched in our home, my people fought, and the horde paid dearly for every room of the hand they took. For every elf that fell, the horde paid tenfold. For all the sacrifices my people made, the last line was breached in a week's time. As the horde began ascending the towers and the last of the defenders fell, I realized my people's sacrifice was not made in vain. We completed the last incantations for the mythal. The spell was cast, and a shroud of pure light and energy engulfed the hand. As I watched what I thought was our salvation enter every crevice of the hand, I became horrified. Something had gone terribly wrong. The force that was supposed to bring life to the land began to twist and corrupt it. It was draining everything and everyone within the hand of its soul. I watched as every living thing within the hand of the Seldarine had its life drained to the brink of death, driving them mad. Those who died in the battle began to rise as hideous undead. It was at this point where I realized I wasn't the only one watching the rampant destruction of the hand and all within. Standing before me was Labilis Enereth, the elven god of longevity and time.
Okay.
He was angry with me, angry as he saw the most ancient of elven magic used with carelessness, angry as he watched the lives and the land of his people being unnaturally twisted, angry that my pride and arrogance led to the breakdown of the union between the elves and the dwarves. I was transformed into a Baelnorn. My punishment was to watch over the runes of the hand of the Seldarine and its people, cursed forever, until the astrolabe was restored by putting my people to proper rest. You have returned.
Interesting. Actually, we need to resupply before we continue our journey. Could you take us to Kuldahar instead? Thank you. Awesome.
Whatever you say.
Okay, so we will go to Dawn's Deep next time. Oh, it's kinda near. I will sell all the junk I acquired, and I think I will do this off screen. If I buy something new, I will show it to you, but for now, 24,000 gold at the mark. Nice. But for now, I will yes, end this part as soon as I run out of sparks. I think it's odd that I have exactly. Okay. Anyways, we finally left the Elven Tower. Next time we'll encounter some dwarves. Yay. But still, I thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And we'll see each other soon. So take care and goodbye.